Hey guys, my name's EthGoesBOOM and welcome to the very first EthGoesBOOM Q&A video. That's right, I'm finally doing it. I've said like about 100 times that I'm going to do a Q&A video and I've just never done it. But today, we're going to be doing it as a very late celebration to the channel reaching 900,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to all of my subscribers and to everyone that has supported the channel over the past 4 years. It's certainly been a wild ride. And also, I think the channel recently hit 400 million video views, which is crazy, and that's also really awesome. So that's worth celebrating today as well. So today, guys, I have Candy Cadet here to help me with the questions and answers. Candy Cadet is going to ask me the questions, and I'm going to answer them. I picked the 20 best ones from Twitter, but I did save a lot of other questions as well. So if I don't answer your question in this video, don't worry, it's probably going to be answered in a future video because I saved like about 100 questions, I think, but I've only got time in this video for 20. So I picked the 20 best ones. So let's get started with question number 1, Candy Cadet. Lay it on me.
Alright, so the very first question says, will you ever do a face reveal?
Well, I always said that I'm going to do an official face reveal if the channel hits 1 million subscribers or if both my Facebook and Twitter get 100k followers. If one of those two things happen, then I'll do an official face reveal on the channel. But the thing is, that's never going to happen. So I'm not worried.
Do you think FNaF World should have a sequel? What's your favorite FNaF song?
Well, honestly, FNaF World is one of my favorite FNaF games. It might be an unpopular opinion, but I actually really do like FNaF World. So I would love to see a sequel to FNaF World. But honestly, because of the bad reputation and the bad reception that the game got, and also considering that Scott doesn't really like the game himself, I'm guessing that there's probably never going to be a FNaF World sequel, and that's really a shame, but at least we've got plenty of really awesome FNaF World fan games. And as for my favorite FNaF song, that's a tough one, because there's a lot of really good ones, but I think I'd have to go with Noticed by Mando Pony. Yeah, fun fact, I originally was going to have a Fazbear karaoke series on the channel, but it kind of didn't end up working out because of copyright issues and stuff like that. And I actually did record a video of Foxy and BB singing that Notice song together. I don't know if I still have the audio files, but yeah, that was almost a thing on my channel, and it would have been even more cringy than the terrible Let's Plays that I did. So thank God I never released that. I would never live that down. Okay, on to the next question.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon has always been Gengar. And I've always had a bit of a thing for ghost Pokemon. They're just really cool. I'm just the kind of guy that really likes paranormal stuff. So ghost Pokemon have always really appealed to me. But Gengar is my all-time favorite.
What are your future plans for the channel?
To be honest, I wish I had a better answer to this question, but I don't really know. I have a lot of different things in mind. Maybe some Dead by Daylight content, maybe some Overwatch content, some Crash Bandicoot content, maybe a series where I talk about news regarding indie games like Bendy and the Ink Machine or Hello Neighbor or Undertale or FNaF. But I have a lot of ideas in mind, but I'm just trying to pick the right one, you know what I mean? I still want to do ETH Let's Plays, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do on the channel, I'm not going to lie. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below and I'll consider it.
What is your favorite and least favorite FNaF fan games?
So obviously for this question, I'm not going to count FNaF fan games that are based on me because that would be a very biased opinion. So not counting Fun to ETHs or any of the Fun to ETHs World games, I'd have to say my favorite FNaF fan game was probably the original Five Nights at Candy's. To this day, I love Five Nights at Candy's. Five Nights at Candy's 2 and 3 were also really good, but I think nothing beats the original. The original game was just so awesome. Least favorite FNaF fan game? Honestly, that's a tough one, but probably the very first Return to Freddy's game. I remember trying to record a Let's Play of that game, and I was just so bored that I ended up checking my phone because nothing was happening. I mean, I don't mean any hate against the Return to Freddy series or anything, but just for me, it was really underwhelming, and as a result, I never played the following games. I mean, I'm sure the other games are pretty good. I know that series is pretty popular, but it just never did it for me.
What languages do you speak?
Well, I speak English, surprisingly enough. I also speak German pretty well, which I learned in high school and went on to learn a bit more of in university. And I also speak a little bit of Spanish.
Do you plan on doing collabs with other YouTubers? If so, who and why?
Oh yes, definitely. I'm definitely going to do collabs with my friends in the future, like BonnieFan3000, Darkbox, and Roxas13 Keys. You know, guys like that. We'll probably do Let's Plays together. We were talking about some ideas the other day when we were recording that Dead by Daylight video, and thinking of playing some games together like Gary's Mod, or Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator, or Slendy Tubbies 3 multiplayer, you know, stuff like that. And that would be really, really fun, so hopefully we can do that in the future.
What is your favorite EthGoesBOOM Let's Play that you've done?
Well, first of all, Candy Cadet, it's EthGoesBOOM, not EthGoesBOOM. Do you even English, bro? Like, seriously, come on, man. But to answer the question, definitely my most favorite ETH Let's Play that I've done would be the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I just loved recording that, and it's one of the few times I've actually stuck to finishing an ETH series. That was really, really fun to do. And I also really enjoyed recording Mario in animatronic horror. That was a really fun series to do as well.
What are your thoughts about the 2019 FNaF news?
Oh yes, I'm really, really excited for what's coming in FNAF's future. But I think the thing that I'm most excited for is either FNAF Into Madness or the console ports. I'm really, really excited to see what the console ports are going to be like, and also I want to see what Scott does with FNAF Into Madness. I think he said it's supposed to be like a FNAF World Update 2 kind of game, so that would be really cool to see. I mean, the VR and the AR stuff is cool as well, but I'm not really that interested in that. And what else is there? The movie? The movie should be good, hopefully. I mean, Scott is pretty much overseeing the whole thing, so I reckon that'll be pretty good. But yeah, Into Madness and the console ports, that's the stuff that I'm most into. The other stuff is a cool little bonus.
What is your favorite Ultimate Custom Night mechanic?
As much as I find this mechanic to be really, really annoying, I honestly think that Toy Freddy's mechanic is probably the best one. It's the most creative, it's freaking hilarious, and it's just awesome in general. It also gives you a pretty tough challenge in Ultimate Custom Night, especially if you're playing like the Old Friends mode or 50-20 mode or something like that. Toy Freddy does really pose a huge challenge after being such a pushover in FNAF Freddy's 2. And I don't know, that whole mechanic just kind of reminds me of the Fazbear Let's Plays, and I kind of like it in that way, and it's just really funny and creative. I just love it. But also it's really annoying.
What is your favorite FNAF game overall?
I'd have to say Ultimate Custom Night is my favorite FNAF game of all time, but before that game came out, FNAF Freddy's 2 was my favorite for quite a while.
Do you like Undertale?
Oh hell yeah, I freaking love Undertale. I've played the game the whole way through about 5 times I think, like 3 pacifist runs and 2 genocide runs. And oh my goodness, the genocide run is so hard with that Sans boss battle. But the game was freaking awesome, I love it. Funnily enough though, I actually haven't played Deltarune yet. I should probably play that at some point, but just never got around to it.
Which is better, FNAF 2 or FNAF 4?
Oof, that's a hard question, because I think gameplay-wise, FNAF Freddy's 2 is better, but FNAF Freddy's 4 is definitely scarier, and it's ultimately the scariest game in the whole franchise. Well, at least in my opinion. But I'd probably have to go with FNAF Freddy's 2 just because I enjoy that game overall a lot more than FNAF 4, so I'll go with that one.
Do you like apples?
Hell yeah, I do!
If Scott asked you to voice a character in a FNAF game, would you do it?
Heck yeah, definitely. I'd be honored to do such a thing. Although, I know it would never happen in a million years.
What's your favorite video game?
Well, besides Five Nights at Freddy's, obviously, I've got quite a few favorite video games and video game series that I love. Those would include BioShock, Mass Effect, Dead by Daylight, Overwatch, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Dead Space, Saints Row, The Sims. There's a bunch of them, okay? I love video games, but just to name a few, those are some games that I like.
What's your favorite TV show?
Just like video games with TV shows, I have several favorites, not just one. These include The Simpsons, Family Guy, Futurama, South Park, American Dad, Modern Family, How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory, stuff like that. Mostly comedy stuff. That's my style, you know.
Overwatch gameplay, my dude. Have mercy on me.
Well, first of all, nice pun, and second of all, hell yeah! There's definitely going to be some more Overwatch on the channel in the future, hopefully.
Can you answer this question?
No!
Where are you from?
I'm from the fine country of Australia.
Have you ever got to talk to Scott Cawthon?
Yes, I sent him an email back in 2016 just asking him if it was okay for me to make the Fazbear Let's Plays, and I had a short conversation with him just basically saying that he was okay with it and that he had seen my videos before and he actually encouraged me to make them, and that was a huge honor for me. So I was really worried at the time that he was going to say no, stop making the videos, but he actually did the complete opposite and said, heck yeah man, go ahead and make them. And that made me really happy, and it was just overall a huge honor. So thank you, Scott, for letting me do that while I could. I really do appreciate it, man.
Do you live with anyone?
Well, I used to live with my family, but up until recently, I actually moved out and bought my own apartment, so I currently live on my own. Although, I'm not gonna lie, I do love this place, but sometimes I think I hear, like, a creepy voice, like in another room. I actually... What the heck was that? Hang on guys, I'll be back. What the hell was that? Okay, whatever. There was nothing. Interrupting my recording. Thanks, weird banging noise. What is this place, haunted or something? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I currently live in my new apartment now, so getting used to living on my own. It's kind of weird, actually, but it's really cool at the same time because I really do love being independent. It's a lot of fun.
Do you have any pets?
Well, I don't have a pet anymore because I live on my own now, but when I lived with family, we had a Siberian Husky named Shadow.
In your opinion, what is your best video that you've made so far?
The best video? Ooh. That's really hard to say because in the 4 years that I've been doing YouTube, I've made a lot of videos, and most of them are really terrible. But the overall best one would probably have to be one of the animated ones, so probably either the 60k sub celebration, the TF2 video, you know, or maybe Little Buddy. It's probably one of those two, because those two are probably my favorites on the channel overall.
What's your favorite Oddworld game?
I'd have to say that I've got two favorite Oddworld games, and those would be New and Tasty and Stranger's Wrath. Both of those games are really awesome, and anyone who hasn't played these games, I'd highly recommend them. They are awesome, and honestly, incredibly underrated.
Is there something you've always wanted to do for the channel?
Well, I do have some ideas in mind that I would love to do for the channel in the future, kind of like what I said in one of the previous questions, but I think I'm going to keep some of my ideas secret for now.
Do you have a console and will you be playing console games in the future?
Yes, I do. Besides owning a PC, of course, I also have a PS3, a PS4, and a Nintendo Switch. The only console I don't have is an Xbox. I mean, I have recorded console games on the channel before. I recorded off of console with Surgeon Simulator, CPR Edition, also with Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and with Spyro. But yes, I'll definitely record console games in the future. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below.
Do you use SFM for animations and do you hire someone to help you with them?
Yes, I do use SFM or Source Filmmaker for all of the animation videos on this channel. All of the SFM videos on the channel are done by me, except for some of the ones that I worked on in 2015. I did have some people working with me on those, and those include Little Buddy, Chica Loses a Friend, Best Left Forgotten, Freddy's Hat, the 60k sub celebration, and the Halloween special. I think those are all the ones that I did as collaborations. And also the intros that I've had on my channel, you know, with the cupcake jumping with the logo, those were done by an animator. But all of the cutscenes that you see in my videos where the animatronics are kind of still frame images talking to each other, that's all done by me. And I also make all of the thumbnails in Source Filmmaker and Photoshop. So yeah.
What inspired you to do the way you do the voices of Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, etc.? Will you ever play 1 week at Flumpty's the fan-made demo?
Well, when I first started doing the Fazbear Let's Plays, Freddy had a really different voice, one that was more kind of evil and menacing, because the character idea that I had for Freddy at the beginning was a lot different than what he ended up being. And when Freddy's personality on the channel changed to be more like what he is today, I decided to change it to have a more goofy bear voice, you know, to sound like this, because this is just what I imagine a cartoon bear to sound like, you know. For Bonnie, I always just imagined him having a really goofy southern accent and just being really kind of funny and jolly, you know, so that's just always the idea I had in mind for him. For Foxy, I always wanted him to sound kind of gravelly and just kind of like, "Arr, really tough, arr, I'm Foxy, arr." Okay, I'm sorry, I gotta stop doing these voices. But basically, that was the inspiration for each of those voices. For Freddy, it was a goofy cartoon bear voice. For Bonnie, it was a silly southern accent voice. And Foxy, just kind of tough and gravelly with a bit of a pirate tint to it. So yeah, and with the 1 week at Flumpties, I honestly didn't even know that was being made, but I don't know, probably not.
What are your top 5 favorite animatronics to voice act and why?
Oh man, it's so hard to pick because I voiced so many animatronics, but if I really had to pick a top 5, I'd probably go with Golden Freddy, The Puppet, Circus Baby, Springtrap, and Music Man. I mean, I would say those are the top 5, but it's really hard to narrow it down because I pretty much enjoyed voicing all of the characters that I voiced, and there's other ones like Bubba and Plushtrap and Electrobab that I would also include, but I guess they wouldn't be in my top 5. Alright guys, so now we come to the end of the very first EthGoesBOOM Q&A. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions for me, follow me on Facebook and on Twitter, and send me the questions there because I'm more likely to see them there than I would on YouTube. Alright guys, so please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe to see more content from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone!